with, and we're going to talk about his story and talk about his experience working with Contractor AI, as well as his experience as a contractor as well. I want to introduce everybody to Greg Klassen. Greg Electric, we've been working together for a while. And what's unique about Greg, number one, probably hands down one of my best students in terms of his dedication to his business and to improving. I think he is a fine example of what we should all aspire to be as business owners and as entrepreneurs. Greg has a long history of being a contractor, so definitely not new in any respect. Runs a very successful business, a growing business, which I'm happy to report. And we're going to talk a little bit today after Greg introduces himself and more specifically his business. We're going to talk about his journey and what steps we took to help move the needle and help to move him forward in a, you would say probably a very competitive market. So Greg, can you introduce yourself real quick for us?
Sure. I've been in electrical contracting, actually in my own business since 1995. I've been involved in new construction, which is also branched off into service, and increasingly we're moving in the service direction, and that is I'm needing to put the pieces of the puzzle there together so that I can match my work and the people I need to accomplish that. So.
Right. So, Greg, we've been working a while together and we've worked on quite a few projects, but today we're going to focus on one I think is a valuable lesson for everybody to learn from. And it has to do with our Pro Hire. So we've been working with Greg. We've installed our Pro Hire AI system. Greg, can you tell me a little bit about, what got us to that point and like what it's been able to accomplish for you?
For me, the old way was to be spending a lot of time in different areas and trying to have success with hiring and no results,
Right.
very limited results, to being able to have a hiring platform that can have that has it all in one place where I can it does the hard work of sifting through and getting the right candidates that I'm looking for, and then being able to select from those. So it's made my life much easier. And yeah, that's been huge.
Yes. So what I like about your approach and us working together was, your understanding that first you wanted to make sure that we had the guys, we had the manpower and resources. And again, in your business, it's unique, as all the trades are, with service electricians. So we had a very, off the bat, we had a kind of a difficult time locating them. What was your thought process behind, focusing on hiring the service electrician before, like, even marketing for service electrical work? Can you share that with me?
Yeah, so having to wanting to and having to match the manpower to the funnel, if you want to call it that, to make sure that I have the right resources to be able to manage the work that I'm taking on. And
Right.
yeah.
So would it be safe to say that you were less confident in finding the guys than you were in finding the work? Yeah. So
it's
the hardest
a
thing.
tight marketplace, and I
Right.
need those good techs.
Right. So again, and what I really respect about you, Greg, is you're not just hiring anybody. You're not looking for anybody with a pulse. Like some companies may be in that position. You really do make very selective hiring. You've taken your time in making those selections. We've worked together trying to really narrow down the process to what works specifically for the kind of person you're trying to attract. And again, as I've shared, one of the best students in terms of showing up and actually doing the work. Can you tell me a little bit about how we identified your avatar, how we identified the type of service electrician you were looking? Because you weren't just looking for anybody, were you?
No. Um, what I need to have is certain skills
Hmm.
in certain types of buildings and construction. So, um, based on the criteria that we work together to do, that helps um, uh, screen the candidates so that I'm spending the time looking at the ones that are qualified. I'm
Right.
not sifting through piles of people and spinning wheels. So
Right.
that's a huge time saver for me to be able to do that.
Right. So, and just to give some background here, I mean, the system itself, we've gone through a couple of additions and improvements based on Greg's feedback. So, I mean, in no way is it a cookie cutter system, but in looking at the system today, how would you say it functions from your perspective? Like, is it easy to use? It's been difficult? Like, what's the functionality of it for you?
Uh, I've I've found it works pretty smoothly. Making sure a
Okay.
person allows the you know a respectable amount of time to be able to just learn the process, and then being able to use it effectively to um, the nice thing I like about it, it's all in one place.
Right.
If I want to look at the person's resume, I can. If I see this is a good lead, I want to reach out, I can send them a message. I can connect very
Hmm.
easily. So um, without
Without,
just
yeah.
it's a much better way to do it than the old way. By I can't even compare.
Okay. And now with like, again, because it took us a little while to sort of win your trust over and get you really confident in using it. So let's talk about moving forward and looking to the future. Would you say you're more confident now in going to get more work? Really moving into the market and have you, yeah. So would you say you're more confident now?
Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah, because
Okay.
I can see that it works.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I have an edge now.
Yeah, excellent. So, and again, just to kind of share a little bit, we're actually working now with your marketing, which is ironically, as we've continuously said, are the same thing. So, having one without the other, or one that's not functioning at the rate or the pace that you need it, will ultimately throw off the other one. So, really, what we're trying to do is create balance. And I again, Greg's been excellent in showing up and really giving us input and feedback and allowing us to build a custom system around him and who he wants to find. So that's been a big win. Looking forward into the future, we're going to be working through some marketing, which we've already been working on, but doing that confidently, which I think a lot of contractors need the clarity and need the confidence, and you're a great example of that. So is there any advice that you would give to contractors, that are struggling with their hiring or marketing, just from the journey that you've been on?
Yeah, I would say that this is the way to go because it just it's made my life easier for the hiring, and gives me confidence to be able to make other decisions that I need to continue to move forward and move in the direction that I want as a company.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy what it's done for me.
Excellent, excellent. Well, listen, Greg, we are as much appreciated of you, and your journey here has been exciting for us to see as it continues to improve, and just to pump your tires a bit, and to give you some praise as a client, because I don't think I get to do that too often. I would wish that people would show up, like I said, be as dedicated to improving themselves and improving their business, because as we know, and your journey, our journey together rather, has involved a lot of self improvement, changing old beliefs and replacing them with new ones. And you've done the work, and again, when we think of who deserves the results, your name is always number one, right? So, Greg, we want to thank you, and we appreciate you, and I'm thrilled to have you here, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate what you're doing for me.